I'll be the first to admit, I was morose at the idea of a total reboot of what was a cult favorite of mine. The first Prey may not have sold well, and it may not have been the game people expected or wanted, especially after that long wait. But I've found something I adored in it. I love the enemy designs, the story, and the cast of characters, particularly the lead Tommy. It just had something unique about it, and you rarely see a game with Native American characters. With all that said, however, Prey 2017 may be one of the best surprises in recent memory. While it does not make me think of that OG Prey in any way, hey, that would be a legit strain, OG Prey. It takes you to another world. Anywho, what this new Prey managed to do is something that sci-fi geek in me had a mild freakout when I finally experienced the huge space station the game takes place in. See, I adore classic sci-fi like 2001: A Space Odyssey, and of course the first Alien. I really enjoyed the design choices in the world you inhabit. It felt very much like the world you would have seen in 2001: A Space Odyssey. It also echoed a bit of Alien with many other touches to classic 80s science fiction. This is something that really gives the game both its own identity, but also gives it a bit of familiarity, and a bit of wish fulfillment for sci-fi geeks like myself. I'll admit that upon first glance, the enemies are the weakest design element. I think in a search for an original monster or creature they went a bit off the map. This reminds me of the issue with the enemies in Resident Evil 7. However, unlike Resident Evil 7, there is a greater enemy variety on display. The enemies are also fun to dispatch and pose a pretty substantial threat if you're not careful. While they're not scary, the combat encounters are tense and had me on the edge of my seat several times. Ammo is something that is scarce in the environment, which is where Prey's resource system comes into play. You scavenge for resources and then find recycling machines. Here you'll transform that junk into material you can use to craft ammo, weapons, and more. It may seem simple, and it is easy to use, but surprisingly rewarding. While there are no iron sights, the weapons aim and function well. It has a very Half-Life feel to the combat and the general approach to game design. Though I would say that the combat packs a heftier punch than the Half-Life games. I also love the glue gun and would say that it rivals the grav gun in fun factor and usefulness. Your main goal is to explore the space station, uncover what went wrong, and stop the evil alien threat. The story is presented in a way that's very interesting. It mixes BioShock's approach with a bit of Half-Life. And, of course, with Dishonored's choice system mixed in. The story is chock full of suspense, some surprisingly witty moments, and also some genuinely creepy and disturbing ones. And some that may even be quite scary to some. While the creatures are not scary looking, disgusting, or creepy, they are ominous in their presence as they are rather tough and can kill you rather easily if you're not ready. This adds tension to every encounter, and some enemies even camouflage themselves as normal objects. These enemies like to swarm you, and if you encounter them and a big creeping tentacle mutant, it could be game over, unless you bust out the shoddy and go to town. Exploring the space station will require your wits, not just to survive, but to progress as well. Some areas are simple, others will have you looking for items to unlock doors to progress through the story, or to give you some loot. You can upgrade Morgan Yu, the playable character, and to do so you need neuromods. These are found by doing side quests or exploring the environments thoroughly. Some of these upgrades are as simple as giving you more health, others grant access to cool abilities, but at what cost? I like that it is not only your choices tough doing to scarce resources, but it's even harder to choose when you see the outcome of some of these upgrades. The story is not mind-blowing, but I was very impressed with the dialogue and characters. They felt real and brought a great sense of realism to the game. The endings are also very worth seeing. The zero-G sequences will also stand out as some of the most breathtaking this year. There is a lot of love in the new Prey, but it will mostly come down to how you love this kind of sci-fi, and especially these kind of games. While it is in first person, and while I definitely did inhale, there's plenty of action, but it's not your standard FPS. You'll be solving puzzles, climbing and doing some jumping puzzles at that, which make a welcome return to the gaming scene. Prey does have one issue though, and it's extremely long load times. While it's understandable given the size and scope of the game's environment, 30 seconds to minute-long load times are unexpected in this day and age. Let's put it this way, you can get in a decent workout during this game's load times. Still, this game kept me glued to the seat wanting more, and it's well worth playing through multiple times to see all it has to offer. With a game world that is truly an artistic wonder, tense and rewarding combat along with some inventive puzzles, Prey will fill the void for gamers seeking the next Half-Life or Bioshock. Thanks for watching my review presented by megamediaoverload.blogspot.com. I'm your host, @GamerGuy1991, and you can follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment, and like the video. Have a great day, folks. Peace out.
New psionic aptitude available.